Well, hello. Gosh, it feels like it's been so long since I've done a travel time chit chat. What should we talk about today? Hey, welcome to Yellow Brick Road Reselling. I am Tamara. I am your host on this channel. Your one and only host. It's just me. But I wanted to just welcome you if it's your first time to the channel, and welcome back if it's your second plus time to the channel. I do a live show on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. I'm probably going to be dropping Friday lives now that it's summertime or springtime, and garage sale season has started here in northern New York. So on Monday and Wednesday mornings, usually around 8:30 Eastern time, I go live and I pack my orders for the last couple days and show you guys what I sold, how much I paid for it, and what I sold it for. So hopefully you can join us on those. All right, so what to talk about today? It is Youth Turkey Weekend, and I just went by some turkeys. Hope they watch where they're walking today, because they may become dinner on somebody's table later on. So I went garage sailing yesterday. I didn't find any major like home runs. I did find a really nice Patagonia fleece jacket, and what's the name of that brand? It's I can't remember it. It's a short name. It's a fishing vest. And when I looked up the Patagonia fleece jacket, it looks like I can probably get it for, sell it for about $40, and I paid $1 for it. I'll probably show them on Monday's show. And then I got the fishing ghost for anywhere between like $50 and $80, and I paid $1 for that. So I'm really excited about both of those items. I also got some really good condition LL Bean duck shoes. They're not duck boots, they're more of like a shoe. So I'm going to put those up. What else did I get? Oh, I got some vintage blankets that have like the satin on the edge. Really like those. My sister likes the baby blankets, so I try and find those for her. And in this case, it was a twin size blanket. I don't know what the comps are for those. I was watching another video the other day here on YouTube, and somebody was talking about them, and I think they said they go for like $30 to $40. But mine's a twin, and I don't know what size they were talking about. So I got to check that out and see. I paid $2 for them. I was going to say $1, but they were $2, but they had two of them. So I bought them both. Great for bunk beds. See, what else did I buy? Oh, I bought a carrier that goes on the back of your car. So it's like a metal grate, and you put it on your hitch on the back, and you can put like totes and luggage and whatever, coolers. We have one for the Jeep, and we'll put coolers and stuff like that on it when we are going to be traveling for long distances. We'll use it as extra space for that. So I did buy one of those for $40 for my sister, because she was in the market for one, and a gas can. They had some plastic gas cans for $5. I bought one of those for her. She said, grab that for me too. So I'm heading out on Saturday to see what kind of garage sales there are today. Most of our garage sales around here start on Thursday or Friday. I don't expect I'll see very many that are new today. There wasn't really any in the paper, but I'm actually just garage selling on the way to the casino. So I'm going to go to the casino for a couple hours. I have some promotions for this weekend, so I'm going to go use those. And I don't know, I just kind of want to get away and just clear my head for a little bit. And that's kind of what I do when I go to the casino. It's nice when I win money while doing it, but not always. But I'll walk in with some money that I know that I might leave behind, and that's all that. All right, so what else should we talk about today? Oh, I know what I wanted to tell you guys was I've been really struggling with Amazon, and I've been sourcing around here, and I'm just really having a tough time. So I'm a primarily I guess you would call it like not a replenishable, a clearance. I do retail arbitrage on clearance items. Well, the clearance has just been so bad around here. Things are not even making it down to a good clearance level. Like, I have a friend who's picking up a product. I think he's in Florida, and he is just winning every day. Like, he goes out and he shows a picture and he's got like 6, 7, 8 of them, and he's making really good profit on them. They're a pretty big, they're a bigger like home appliance type thing, not a refrigerator size, but you know. And he's doing really, really well on them. Well, I can tell you around here, they normally sell for like $100. I think he's getting them for like in the 20s, like $23. Well, mine went down to like $79, and that was it. They sold out around here at $79. They never made it down any further. And at $79, there's just not any profit there to buy them and resell them. So I wasn't able to get any. But I'm finding that with so many things that I'm hearing that other people are grabbing and picking up, I'm just not seeing them in my area to be able to grab them and pick them up. Or if I do find something, I'm finding like one of them. And as you know, about a month ago or so, I did a road trip, I went 3 hours away for a 3-day road trip to Syracuse, New York, and was going to hit up some of those stores. And the things I was looking for, I came back empty-handed. And I even went to some thrift stores and was like, gosh, the thrift stores are empty. The shelves were pretty bare on the ones I went to. I don't understand what's going on. Even at thrift stores, I would think that people are clearing out and getting rid of stuff, but it just doesn't seem to be that case really around here. So I talked to my mom about taking a further road trip to see if we can maybe find stuff further out. Maybe I need to do more days. I really like when I do road trips for retail arbitrage where I'm going to look for something specific, and then I can go and run into that store, grab those items, and then get out. But that's just not the case. I haven't really found where there's really something specific for me to go grab. So I'm kind of struggling with Amazon. I was looking at my numbers this past week, and I'm like, my numbers are horrible. They're so bad. They are like a third of sales of what I usually do. Like they're pathetic. They are pathetic. But I have not been giving a lot of like attention to them because I feel like I got really frustrated in February and into March that I finally was like, okay, I'm going to put my focus somewhere else. And I did that, and my sales have definitely taken a hit because I'm just not sourcing for them. I'm not even really searching and hunting and thinking outside the box and jumping into wholesale or grocery or all these other things that I know that other people are being successful on. I have a friend who, you know, did $20,000 already in the last 30 days. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like it's really horrible for me. So I'm kind of having that, as they say, the come to Jesus moment of, okay, you gotta like wake up and realize that your sales are bad because you haven't been doing very good. It's on me that I'm not doing what I need to do. So I'm really taking a look at that again and trying to figure out what I need to do with Amazon, because I shouldn't say love. I have my frustrations with selling on Amazon, but I also love the velocity, how quickly usually things sell. There's not usually a lot of profit, but it's quick profit, and I really like that versus other platforms I sell on. I can have stuff sit on eBay and Poshmark and all those places for years and years and years. I can have the exact same thing sit on eBay for 6 months before it sells, but I can send it to Amazon and sell 100 of them within a month on Amazon. So it's a different kind of sales, and it's exciting, and I really miss that excitement. And I know a lot of you follow my channel here because I've done videos on getting ungated in toys, getting ungated in grocery. If you haven't looked at those 2 videos, I'll pop them up here so you can see them. But I've really enjoyed, and last year I feel like I did really well. I had some really poor months, like when we were shut down and I couldn't go out sourcing. I didn't really pivot into online arbitrage because I tried that in the past and I didn't really care for it. So I didn't really want to get back into online arbitrage. And I feel like if you're going to do online arbitrage, then the best way to do it is with a prep center. So you place your order and you ship everything to a prep center. It's really good if you have a prep center that is in a tax-free state, so you don't have to pay sales tax. Or, if you're ordering from places that let you use your tax exempt. There are some stores that will let you even use it online, like Walmart. So if you can do that, then that's pretty good. So I really need to figure that out. I gotta, get my head out of my rear end and just figure something out with that. And it's time to pivot that business again. It's just a constant. And I know some people don't like that word pivot, but the whole thing is that when it comes to selling online right now, you need to constantly be changing your business model. We're just in a different world right now. And I guess it's probably always been like that. Even back in 1998 when I started selling on eBay, the way I sold on eBay to how I sell on it now is completely different. I used to take my camera and I would take pictures, and then I would run to Costco and do 1 hour development so I could get the pictures developed, take the pictures, bring them home, put them on a scanner, scan the pictures in, and upload the pictures so people could see what it was I was selling. So that's what I had to do. And then I would sell it only on auctions, no buy it now. So then I would have to wait a week, sell the item, wait another week for the money or check or money order to come in the mail, and then take the item, go to the post office, pay for the postage, because there wasn't, or if there was, I wasn't aware of it, like online printing postage and all that kind of stuff. It was just a completely different world than it is now. I had to use my own boxes. They didn't have the flat rate, priority mailboxes like they have today. I remember when they came out being so excited that I could use those. So you always have to constantly change your business around, reevaluate it, what's working, what's not working. And that's something that I used to do pretty much every month. And I'm almost feeling like now I need to reevaluate that almost on a weekly basis. Take a look at what's working and what's not working. And I have dibbled and dabbled into different avenues of income stream, trying to see if I can maybe work up something out. I'm so impatient, so impatient. I started a new eBay and Etsy store. Etsy is doing pretty good, and I'm selling the same things on Etsy and on eBay. And Etsy's just, maybe because, it's a craft supply. I told you guys I was selling some craft supplies, and Etsy just seems to be doing much better than eBay. People just aren't going to eBay, I guess, to buy craft supplies, where on Etsy you're already, the market of Etsy is homemade, and people, hand making things, so they're more apt to just, while they're there selling their stuff, look to replenish their supplies, to buy stuff to continue to make things. So I think that's why I may be doing better on Etsy than eBay on that. And I'm actually thinking about closing the eBay store because it doesn't really cost me anything to run it, but except for time. So the time, and I have to, remember to log out of my current eBay and log into that one to check and see if I have any sales. So I just don't know. I'm on the non-managed payments right now with it. So it's kind of nice because I would get a notification from PayPal that I made a sale. And I do like that because on my phone, I don't get notified on that store if I have a sale because I'm logged in under my main eBay account. And they sent me an invitation to switch to managed payments. And as soon as I do that, then I'm not going to get notified at all anymore. It would all come on me having to remember to log into that account. And I don't know. I don't like that extra step. And most of the time I log in and there's no sales. I haven't had a sale in so long. Because I've kind of put that a little bit on pause. Even though I just started it, it's doing all right enough on Etsy that I'm just letting it go. But on eBay, if you're not active on eBay, then you get so pushed down into the search results, or at least that's what I think. So I think that's hurting me, that I'm not constantly adding stuff to my store and just changing things around, or whatever all the algorithm needs. And activity is definitely one of them, and I'm not active. I listed those items, they're replenishable, and that's pretty much, I got the out of stock feature on, so if something sells out, I just order more and replenish it. I don't know what I'm going to do with that. So that's up in the air. I'm just really spending a lot of time the last couple of days thinking about all the changes I've made, what's working and what's not working. And I would say right now, most of the stuff I've been doing is not really working. Even my eBay sales are down significantly in my opinion, they're down significantly. They're almost down 50%. I would say maybe, I don't have the exact number, but maybe about 40% lower than what they normally are in a non-quarter four period. So that's kind of frustrating for me to see those numbers going down. And for those that are hanging out with me on Mondays and Wednesdays and Fridays, watching me package my orders and ship them out, you see that I'm still packaging stuff and shipping out. But I feel like my numbers are still not very good. They're not good. I don't feel that way. I know they're not good. So I got to figure out what I want to do with that. And a lot of the stuff I sell has a low average sale price, ASP. So I think I'm going to need to start looking at bumping that up a little bit more and having less bread and butter and maybe focusing more on the non-bread and butter items and just having some bread and butter just to kind of keeps the activity there. But right now I feel like everything has been a bread and butter lately, and it's just not, it's just not doing it. It's not doing it for me. Excuse me. So I haven't done my total sales yet for the month, which I'll reevaluate it when I actually sit down and look at my sales. Because one of the things I've been talking about on my live shows, the last few live shows, is looking at my numbers. And I've been spending time in the last month listing through Vendoo and cross-posting to various platforms. And it's creating sales on those other platforms. But now I need to really look at those numbers and say, how are those sales? And are there enough of them to make it worth continuing the time and energy to cross-post? And it doesn't take a lot of time to cross-post, but it takes time. So, and it takes money, because now I'm paying Vendoo, and on Etsy, I'm paying Etsy 20 cents every time I post. So in the long run, is it worth the expenses that I'm paying? Or should I take my time and just focus on eBay and Amazon again, take the time away that I'm cross-posting and put that back onto Amazon and sourcing and finding something else, finding another product or product line or way to source or something to get my numbers back up there, and then doing it with eBay and putting all the energy back into listing more and more on eBay. So instead of listing 10 items and then taking that time to cross-post those 10 items, list another 10 items. Maybe that's the key of what I need to do. It's hard when you're looking at your numbers from quarter four, and here we are just barely at the beginning of quarter two. So when I look at quarter one, January was pretty good, and then February was all right, but my numbers started to slip, and then March my numbers slipped even more, and right now in April my numbers are like 40% lower than they were, let's say, in January. So for me, I really want to take a look and say, you know, I probably need to look at what were my numbers last year. But last year I was doing just some high dollar value items that I can't get today and sell for high value. So it's kind of, they're skewed. Those numbers are skewed. If I was to take them out of the equation, I mean, I might be where I'm at today. As you know, I'm going garage sailing. I haven't seen any. And it is raining right now, which that's not good. It didn't call for rain today. Maybe that's why people decided not to have it. I've seen no garage sales. This whole time I've been on for, 18 minutes. There's been no garage sale signs. Of course, around here, people are weird. They don't even put signs out. That's why I haven't really been looking at you as much, because I have to constantly be looking to see if there are garage sales around. Because people won't put a sign out in the front yard. They'll just have their garage door open with a garage sale going on, but with no sign saying garage sale. Weird around here. Alright, so that's my update with eBay and Amazon and other platforms. And I did have surprise, if you follow me, if you're on my Discord group or you follow me on Instagram, I posted a picture of a sale I got on a platform called Prairie Grit. I think I have like 20 items posted over there. They're very similar to Bonanza, where you can set it up and it will actually copy your items from eBay into their platform. but it doesn't do it as easy as Bonanza does. You still have to do some work, and I did like 20 items and I was like, nah, this is too much time and effort for the amount of sales that I'm probably going to get from it. And I get like 1 to 2 sales a year, and I just got a sale on there for some bowls that I have, some Corel bowls. So it's kind of weird that I got a sale. I completely forget that I even have things listed over there. I'll probably I should just go over and take what I do have listed off, because I don't even want to worry about that platform. I just don't do enough on it to make it even worth time and effort to, I guess a sale is a sale though, right? I mean, I sold those and they didn't sell on eBay, so that's a good thing to have a sale. Well, now we're in the town. So I live in the country, and I was just driving all country. I just finally got to the first town. We'll see if there's any garage sales. I've been trying to figure out, I'd love to bring you guys garage sailing with me, and last year I did it with the GoPro. I put the chest thing on, and I had the GoPro right here on my chest, and it felt really uncomfortable. I didn't like it. It just screamed, I have a video on me. So I really want to figure out a way that I can like clip it on my shoulder. I see people with backpacks and they have like backpack clips. I remember Ryan from Rally Roots, he took it and put it in his fanny pack. Well, fanny pack on my large stature body probably wouldn't look so well, so I'm not probably going to do that. But I've been thinking about things like that, like how can I come up with a way to do videoing. So I'm hoping that maybe if I do a search on YouTube, people will show me how they're bringing their cameras in with them where it doesn't scream that they're videoing. So I got my GoPro, and I'm hoping I can do it with that somehow. There's probably some type of gadget. Like, I don't have the proper accessory to like, because I wear a crossbody purse. So if I could put it where it's like sitting right here on my crossbody purse, that wouldn't be so bad. The only problem is when I bend down to like look in a box and stuff, my purse kind of dangles down and gets in the way. So a lot of times I'll take my purse and kind of put it towards my rear end to the back of me while I'm looking through stuff. And that wouldn't work so well, because then this would end up going behind me if I had it right here on my shoulder hooked in. So I don't know. I got to come up with something. I want to be able to bring you guys just so you can see what I see in my area, what kind of stuff I have. So there's this girl that I follow. Her name is Jess Hill, and she has a podcast called E-Commerce Empowerment. And you can go on that podcast and you can listen to the topics. And last topic, obviously you can listen to the topics. Jeez, but sometimes I ramble and I say some of the stupidest things. I meant to say, with E-Commerce Empowerment, she has a Facebook group, and she has 2 of them. She has like a paid Facebook group. She has a non-paid one. She has a YouTube channel, website, all this other stuff. Well, on her podcast, she was talking recently about, oh my gosh, my mind is just like blah. What was she talking about, Tamara? I know. She was talking about, I think I'm going to run into Walmart. I decided, here I am, like last second. I'm like, I'm going to go to Walmart. I haven't seen any garage sales yet. Maybe I can find some sourcing in there. Plus, I need to get a few stuff for the house. So she was talking about sourcing at outlet centers. And the gentleman she had on, he was talking about his strategy and all this other stuff and the stuff that he gets. And she was saying how, oh yeah, because she lives in St. Louis, Missouri, and she goes to St. Louis, but she can go to like 15 minutes away as another town, another county, and the prices just seem to be different in that county. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, like, I don't have anything. Like, I gotta drive hours and hours away. Sometimes I get so jealous of people who live in larger metropolitan areas where they have all these sourcing opportunities around them. And you know, and I definitely have the challenges of being very rural, and you know, finding opportunities around me is completely different than if I lived, you know, even in like the Syracuse area. Even though there wasn't much there, it's different than where I live, where there's, you know, there's just nothing. It's nothing. So I got to travel. But it stinks when you travel and you still find nothing, right? So I guess it's not giving up and keep working at it. I'm going to let you guys go for a minute so I can run into Walmart. I'm back. Wasn't that quick? So I got some canning lids. As some of you know, those were pretty popular last year. I expect them to probably be pretty popular again this year. There's a shortage of many products right now, raw materials, which once I pull out of this, I'll talk to you guys about it, because I should have hit the record button after I pulled out onto the main road. That's driving always has to take my focus number one, and sometimes I can't think and talk and drive at the same time. Okay, so yeah, raw materials. I was watching the news last night and they were saying that wood has gone up 320%, the price of wood. That is insane amounts. And then they were saying that copper and PVC has gone up. So I'm assuming PVC is a plastic, so does that mean all plastic or just PVC? And then of course with copper, I know that like aluminum prices have gone up, and there's like a shortage of aluminum and stuff. So I don't know what the supply is going to be like again this year for canning lids. I know last year it was incredibly hard to find canning lids in July and August. It was really hard. I was selling them on Amazon, did very well, but it was hard to find them. There was one place I found so many of them, but I live in a very farm-centric area. And I know I struggle with this a lot, and a lot of you have no issues with this, and you know, bravo to you, but I struggle with clearing the shelf of things. I have a hard time if I know my neighbor needs something to not leave it on the shelf for them. So I would go and I would grab a bunch of canning lids. I would sell them, send them into Amazon. Actually, I wasn't even sending them in. I was doing fulfillment by merchant because they were selling so fast. I'd grab like 50 or 100 of them, sell them within a few days, go back maybe like 5 days later, buy 100 more. For some reason, this place just seemed to have them all the time, and just rarely had none. So I was able to buy large amounts of them at one time and sell them out and then go get more. So I always left some on the shelf for my neighbor when they needed some type of thing. So if they needed them, I mean, it was an hour for me to drive there to get them, but again, very farm country area. I think a lot of people can and rely on it. Very strong Amish area, so I know they need them. Although I was talking to an Amish person who said they buy an extremely large volume at the beginning of the season, so they had already had all they needed. But so I was doing that, so I had a really hard time with that. But I still made some really good money. Could I have made more? Absolutely. If I would have just cleared all of everything they had, I could have sold them all without a problem. So this year, I'm kind of keeping my eye out, grabbing them early now. They're still selling now, but I've noticed that the lids with the bands aren't selling as well as just the plain old lids. I did grab a case of the lids with the bands. I don't think I'll send them in right now because there's just not a lot of profit, but I have a feeling that come this summer, they're probably going to be very short again, and those will sell without any problem. So I did grab a case of that. I left 2 behind. I didn't grab them all because right now, again, they're just not worth grabbing right now because there's just not a lot of money. What else did I pick up? I picked up some toys. There's a hot toy that you can buy at regular price right now that's very popular. I'm not going to say what toy it is because there's already like 100 people on the listings, but I did pick up a few of those. And I haven't found them. I've been looking for them for probably the last month, and I have not been able to find any. And they must have just restocked because they had 4 of them. I picked up 4. And what else did I get? Oh, I went down the clearance aisle. My clearance aisle is, I told the guy who was working in it, I'm like, your clearance is pathetic. He's like, I know. I said, it's been so bad this year. There's just has not been a lot of stuff on clearance. And so we kind of had a little conversation about manufacturing and delays and not coming out with new product and all this other stuff. So stuff just isn't getting clearance. And I was telling him, I noticed that your prices drop, but people will buy them before it gets to the rock bottom price. So there's just not even a lot of times they'll drop the price in the normal aisle before they move it to the clearance aisle. And things are selling in the normal aisle before they make it to clearance. So it's just really, all they had mostly was like Little League, like batting gloves for kids, stuff along those lines. A lot of like the sporting stuff that's been on sale since like last fall. It's been sitting around forever, it seems like. That stuff is still around. And they had some planners that were on clearance for 2021. As some of you know, I buy planners and sell them, but I'm not picking up anymore. I'm done for this go around of January to December ones. I'll wait, pick them up again next year. I think that's it. Oh no, and the clearance. I started to tell you about the clearance aisle because they have this cherry habanero. It's like a pickling mix that you can buy. It's normally like $3, and they had it clearance to 61 cents. And I don't know if I scanned it. Oh, I think I did scan it, and it shows it's not selling on Amazon. But I bought it for us. All you do is you take some cucumbers and you cut them into like spears or however you want it. You throw the cucumber into a canning jar. You throw this liquid over it. You cover it, put it in your refrigerator for 8 hours, and you got yourself some homemade pickles. This is cherry habanero. Oh my gosh, they sound so good. I only picked up 2 packages of them because if I didn't like them, I didn't want to be too deep in them. But I'm kind of regretting I didn't buy them all for 61 cents because they're probably clearancing that flavor out. Then there might be people who love that flavor. I should have checked eBay. So you guys check eBay for cherry habanero pickle mix and see if it is a hot seller. If I think of it, I'll pop it up here. But if I don't pop it up, it's because I just forgot about it. Yeah, I'll have to check that because maybe I should have checked that on eBay. I'm kicking myself right now for not doing that. Because sometimes if it's discontinued, it'll do well. Well, I ended up hitting the bank, got some money. That's where I was pulling out of when I went live because now I'm on the way to the casino. I drove around that town a little bit. I didn't see very many garage sales. Like I said, getting to the town, there wasn't very many. My main purpose is the casino anyhow. I was just hoping to find some garage sales along the way. Nothing. So I'm taking a course. You know, I love my free courses online. You can learn things from them. It is really interesting. It's free education. You know, they're going to sell you stuff at the end of it. But just know that going in, they're going to try and sell you things. So be smart. Ask questions if they have a live show, which unfortunately this whole week I've not been able to make any of the lives. So I have to watch them as a recording, which is a bummer because I could have, asked some questions because when they're live and you ask a question, most of the time they're going to answer it. They're not going to say, oh, you got to buy mine, whatever, to get that. And it's also a good way if you're thinking about buying a course. If you go to their free course, it will give you the opportunity to see if you like their style of presentation. How are they? Oh my gosh, speaking of a style of presentation, I was watching Dr. Lori on YouTube. A lot of people talk about her. She does appraisals. She's very, very knowledgeable on antiques and collectibles and that kind of stuff. I don't normally watch her, but for some reason, I was at the right time, the right moment. She went live, and I said, oh, I'm going to click on it and watch her. I've watched her probably like a year ago, and I didn't really care for her presentation style. And I watched her, and oh my gosh, talk about a woman full of it. She literally was telling people, don't listen to anybody but me. I am the smartest, the most intelligent person on any topic at all. And I mean, it was just, I belong to some Facebook groups that people are extremely knowledgeable. You do not need 3 college degrees for somebody to hold up an imperial glass mug or vase and for you to be able to say, hey, that's imperial glass. It probably was from this time period, and you could probably get this much for it, right? There are people who have been selling on eBay since 1995 and did antique shows before that and have no college degree but have real life experiences, who are very knowledgeable and can help in these Facebook groups that you go to, especially if you go to a Facebook group that is specific for that niche. So if you go to a Facebook group on pottery and you're looking at stuff on pottery, or you're going to one on vintage Barbies and you have a vintage Barbie piece or something you think might be vintage, and you go on there and you ask a question, show a picture and say, do you think this is vintage? It looks it to me. Somebody's going to tell you all about that piece. Somebody will know because they have real life experience. They don't need a college degree to be able to tell you whether or not whatever it is. But oh my gosh. So going to those free courses, you get to see how somebody presents themselves. And if somebody was presenting themselves like Dr. Lori does to me, yeah, I would not pay her money to get information from her because of her presentation style. It's not one that clicks with me. So do those free courses, see what you think. I've told you guys before, I've only paid for one course in my life. It was a course on bundling and for Amazon, and I watched a couple people that were talking about it on YouTube and their free courses, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna listen to this one. I was about ready to buy that course, and then I saw another free course, so I'm like, oh, I'm gonna sign up for that free course. I watched her free course, and I was like, I really like her. I really like the information she provided me, how she provided it, just her personality. It just seemed like somebody that I would get along with in real life. So I ended up buying her course and took her course instead, because if you're going to listen to, I don't know, 12 hours of a course or more or whatever, and in the voice annoys you, the way they present things annoy you or whatever, it's going to be a very long course. It's going to distract you from actually learning. So I go to these courses because after paying for that course, I did learn that a lot of the stuff in that course I already knew by watching her free stuff, and I felt like I probably could have just continued to watch her free content and it would have kept providing me with the stuff I really needed. So now I sign up for a lot of these free courses. I've done them on Etsy SEO. I've done one up on creating digital products, so an ebook, printables, just things along that line. And it's so funny, as I'm listening to this course, I'm thinking, oh my gosh, that's exactly what X, Y, and Z do. That's what this person does. Like the content they're teaching, I've seen it in real life with me looking at stuff. And so it's been hard for me though to the questions they ask you, I always go back to reselling. Well, I don't want to sell my reselling content. I don't want to have have stuff, and I've really been trying to stick with that. But it keeps getting me back to, maybe you should charge for this. Maybe you should charge for that. Still provide some free content, but maybe there are some things that people would be willing to pay for so they don't have to sit and listen to a whole bunch of your videos. Give anybody who wants it the option to be able to buy a condensed version, maybe in an ebook, because maybe somebody learns better by reading it and being able to go back and reference it versus watching a YouTube video. And that's what this person who was teaching this class, I think her name was Monica Freesey, maybe. I'm probably wrong with that name, so I apologize if I'm getting it wrong. If I think of it, I'll leave a link down below or something to her course. But it just really kind of opens your eye to other avenues that you might be able to do. And she teaches you a little bit different, and it's different to the fact that it's not what everybody else is doing, some of it. It's like, oh, okay. But one of the things she talks about is she follows these blogs, and they teach things on, let's say, like a keto diet, right? So you go to the blog And you can get all the recipes on the blog for free. You can go and look for it, see what you want. But if you're like me, when I am cooking from a recipe that's on a blog, I get so frustrated because my phone is constantly timing out and it goes black, and then I got to go back and swipe up and look at it or put my pin in, whatever. It's a pain in the butt. That there's times when I'm like, I just want a cookbook. I love cookbooks. I've got a huge cookbook collection. So she was talking about how she's like me. She didn't say, obviously, I'm like Tamara, but the way she was talking, I was like, oh my gosh, that's me. I don't want to have to go onto this blog. If there's a way I could go and buy recipes from a blog, if I'm like, oh my gosh, I love this recipe, and this one, and this one, and this one, where can I just buy your book? Like, I just want to buy the book. I don't want to sit here and keep going to the blog. So can you get the information for free? If I wanted to make, I was supposed to start my corn chowder in the crock pot this morning and I forgot. Well, let's say I wanted to make corn chowder. If I can go to a blog and get it, great. But if I have the opportunity to buy a cookbook that I can have, or an ebook, which in my opinion, an ebook is kind of the same if it's going to time out, but if it's something I can print, then that kind of helps me in the way I do things. So that's what she was kind of talking about. So I've been thinking about, okay, I provide free content, and people have told me all the time, like, oh my gosh, it costs $100 from everybody else to get this information and you give it for free. I know what it was like when I first started out, and it was so tough. Financially, a lot of people have limited income, and getting started in reselling, especially with Amazon, you got to put your money up front, you got to send it into Amazon, and all this stuff. So I've helped people with some of my videos get started with some of the big things, like getting Good Leaf Dispensary. There's a new dispensary there. Interesting, because this is not, but they did just legalize it in New York, so maybe that's why that's there. Yeah, I've been wondering what they were building. I'm almost at the casino, by the way. All right, so I've been thinking about, okay, so I can still provide a lot of free content, but maybe there's people who are willing to buy a condensed version or something that's all into one that can help me make money for providing even the free content. So I've been kind of thinking about that, and I've said I didn't really want to go that way, and I won't ever go where everything's going to be where you have to pay for it. I'm continually still going to do the stuff I do now and provide free content. I got my Discord where I show share bolos with people, and I'm always very upfront with you guys with the way I run my business and how I do things, my frustrations, my struggles, right, my successes. Some people are like, why are you showing people what you're selling when I do my live shows? But I'm just like, I don't know, I'm just an open book. I like to show you guys. Sometimes, it may hurt me in the long run, but I'm still okay with it. But if I can do something where I can just make an extra, make some extra money, it would not hurt me to make some extra money, especially since I'm struggling in some areas of my reselling business. So I was taking that class. I'll post that class above. If I can think of it, I'll post it somewhere in the description, so probably in the description. So if you want to take a look at that class, it's all about digital goods, creating digital goods. All right, I'm at the casino. I'm so excited. Oh, I hate when big trucks pull in and they go all the way in, but they don't go all the way in. So it blocks that parking spot from anybody being able to park in there unless you have a little car. I gotta go over here. All right, so I'm probably gonna cut all this part out where I'm sitting here talking about me parking, right? Alrighty, I'm here. I'm at the casino. It's actually pretty busy. Of course, it is a Saturday, and it's not normally, I usually don't go on the weekends because it's busy, and I usually stay away. But you know what? I have my COVID vaccine now, and they still make you wear a mask. They're so good here at the way they have the machines positioned. They're constantly wiping them down. Like, they got so much staff that are cleaning and disinfecting all the time. I feel more safe here. I've said it a bazillion times. I feel more safe here than I do at Walmart, because they're just so good here. So when it's busy like this, I don't really feel that bad. Maybe it's bad on me that I feel that way. Plus with having the vaccine, maybe I am letting my guard down a little bit more, but man, at some point we got to go on with life. It's been a year. We've all put our lives on a semi-pause. Some people for a whole pause, but for a semi-pause for a whole year. It is time to get back to living life, because we don't know what tomorrow's going to bring, and tomorrow could bring something where you're going to regret that you've just sat around for a year. So, all right, I'm going to let you guys go. I will probably go live and talk to you on the way home and let you know how I did at the casino. So in like a blink of a second, I'll be back. Well, look at that. Just like this, I am back, and I have less money in my purse than I went into the casino with. But I didn't spend all of it. I won some, lost it, won some, lost it. Kind of went back and forth for quite a while on the same, I don't know, like 50, 60 bucks for quite a while on that. And then I got to a point where I was like, all right, it's starting to get really crowded. A lot of the machines I wanted to play were busy. So I said, okay, I'm leaving out of here. So I took off. So I think I stayed there for 2 hours, maybe. I'm trying to think of what time I got there. I think I got there at 10 and I left by noon. Yeah, I think it was about 2 hours. So I'm all out of the money I wanted to spend. Well, actually, I shouldn't say that. I had money left. I just was done playing. So now I am heading home. I have a craft. It's really my dining room turned into a craft room lately, and it is a mess. I bought a hyper tough like shelving unit at Walmart. It's got wheels on it. I bought one a couple weeks ago, and I really like it. I put my Cricut on it, which a Cricut is like a cutting machine, like a die cut cutting machine, and you can use it to cut vinyl out to make mugs and t-shirts and those wooden signs that go on your front door, like a whole bunch of different stuff I'm making with it. And so I got my Cricut, and I put that on it, and some vinyl, and a bunch of other stuff on that tray, on that one. Well, I bought another one because I got, a bunch of other craft supplies that I need to find a home for, because I really want to clean off my dining room table and just get organized, because I don't have a craft room. But we don't use our dining room table except for like Christmas, which we didn't do last year because the kids weren't able to make it because of COVID and the restrictions from Vermont coming to New York. And of course, they didn't want to, come over and possibly bring COVID to us. So I ended up pretty much just converting that table to craft time with my mom every Sunday, and she's coming over tomorrow, which is Sunday. I don't know when I'll get this video up. Probably not till like Monday, I'm guessing. But I'm going to go home and clean off the table, organize, put stuff in my totes. I really wish that there was a Dollar Tree along the way on my way home, because I stopped when I was in Walmart earlier. I looked for some just like shoebox size of totes that I want to put stuff in. They didn't have any. I'm finding that totes are so hard to find in my area, but I know that they probably have some at the Dollar Tree. I think what I'm going to do is just use some post office boxes, like the 7x7x6 cubes. I think I'm just going to tape a few of those together and use those for the time being. And then when I get some other ones, I'll just empty them out and then reuse the boxes. Because I'm not going to cut them or anything. I'm just going to put the flaps in. So that's pretty much what's on the rest of my agenda today. Let's see, if I get time later today, I'm probably going to start working on, or keep working on, I'm working on a digital product for resellers. I don't know, I'm hoping to have it done by August. So if I can get like 2 to 3 pages done a week, then I feel like I'm right on target if I can do that. And I still need to do my taxes. But my husband had to call Social Security to get his 1099 or 1098 or whatever it is called that you get from them, because we never got it in the mail. He finally remembered to call, and they said we'll get it at the beginning of May. But I need that before I can finalize and get that submitted and get that payment made. Because I know we owe money this year, lots of money. Which I think most resellers found, especially if you're an Amazon reseller, you found that you owed money this year because your sales were most likely higher than normal. Alright, well, I just wanted to wrap up with you guys and let you know what I did at the casino, or didn't do. I did play one game where I got 135 free spins. That was pretty fun. The lady next to me, just a funny story, if you go to a casino, you'll know what I'm talking about. But when you get a jackpot, your system freezes, and somebody has to come and pay out the jackpot and everything else. Well, the lady next to me, she got, her screen said, "Call attendant, jackpot." And I'm like, "Oh, you got a jackpot?" Like, because I didn't hear like she was in free spins or like in anything to give a jackpot. And she's like, "No, I'm just trying to cash out." She had $29 left, and she was hit her cash out button. It popped out a ticket for $1.35, which is what her amount that she was spinning was $1.35, which is weird, not the $29. And it froze up her screen saying that she'd won a jackpot. And her last win was for 15 cents on the screen. She'd won 15 cents. So I thought that was kind of weird. So I was playing next to her. She got up and went to a different machine while they tried to figure out what was going on, and somebody went to go get her the rest of her money. But it was like 4 of them there trying to figure out what happened with that machine. And they were there for, I bet you it was about 15-20 minutes when I ended up, my free spins ended and I cashed out and left. They were still trying to figure out how to fix the machine and couldn't figure out what happened, and they couldn't clear it to put it back into service. If they would have put it back into service, I was tempted to play it. Because I was like, maybe it has like a crystal ball and it was about ready to give out a jackpot, and she cashed out before it was ready to pay. It was like just about ready. So I'm like, Alright, well, I hope you guys had a great weekend. I hope your sales were good this weekend. My sales were not. Actually, I think I have like 5 or 6 sales on eBay right now. Not very many. Sundays are usually pretty good, and that's tomorrow, so we'll see. If you watch my live show on Monday, then you'll have seen how many sales I have. And if most likely this will go up after my live on Monday, so it'll be after, so you'll already know what my sales were like. Have a great weekend. Or a great week, I should say, since this is going to be up on Monday. Have a great week. I hope you guys are doing really well. I'd love to know from you if you've been like pivoting your business, how you're doing. If you're still doing Amazon, have you changed the way you were doing stuff? If your sales are still really good, are you able to source the same way? And I mean, I would love, even if you wanted to private message me, I would just love to talk to somebody who is still doing really well and just share some ideas. I don't know, I kind of need somebody to kick me in the butt to get me back on track. I know a lot of you give me kudos for helping you guys out, but I feel like right now I kind of need somebody to help me, somebody to kick me in the rear and say, get going, get back on track, because something just isn't right, and what I've been doing doesn't seem to be working, and I need to get back on that railroad track. Alrighty, talk to you guys later. Hey, if you haven't subscribed, subscribe, and of course if you haven't hit the thumbs up, hit the thumbs up. I always forget to tell you guys that, but I really would appreciate it. Helps my channel out, and you know, I can always use every little help I can get. Alright, see you guys later. Bye.